Welcome to the Padres Postgame Show on the Padres Radio Network. Coming up, we'll deliver a full recap of today's game, including highlights from the biggest moments. We'll take a trip down to the manager's office to hear from Mike Shildt. Plus, we'll bring you scores from around Major League Baseball. The Padres Postgame Show starts now on the Padres Radio Network.
Seawalder set. Here's the pitch. And Machado swings, hits it in the air, deep to left field, way back, gonna go! From gut punch to walk-off, second home run of the inning for the Padres, and Manny Machado wins it with a two-run homer.
An absolutely incredible ending here at Petco Park as the Padres walk it off in the bottom half of the ninth inning. The final score, Manny Machado wins it on a walk-off two-run blast. The Padres 10 and the Diamondbacks 8. What a ninth inning. And Jesse put it perfectly. The gut punch in the top half of the inning, and the Padres, if you needed any more of a reminder that this team has grit, that this team has fight, that this team has a knack for coming back, well, you got even more evidence, and maybe all the evidence you'll need this season with what happened in the bottom half of the ninth inning. Welcome into our post-game coverage here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park as we wrap this one up. Let's be honest about it. This looked like, as we went to the ninth inning, it looked like a relatively normal kind of game. The Padres did a great job through the first 8 innings. Randy Vasquez was really good. Padres got a ton of offense. And then the Diamondbacks put together what was, let's be honest, an incredible top of the ninth inning for the D-backs as they ended up scoring 6 runs, a grand slam by Alek Thomas against Robert Suarez, who had to come in this game in an inning where you didn't feel like he was going to have to come in, a grand slam to make it a 1-run game, Randall Grichuk, a pinch hit 2-run homer to make it an 8-7 game. And then in the bottom half of the ninth inning, Jurickson Profar, what more can you say about this all-star? Ties the game, leadoff home run, and then it's Manny Machado with a runner on base, the walk-off 2-run home run. Padres win an incredible game in incredible fashion, 10-8. I caught up with Manny on the field right after his big swing. Manny, what a swing, what a moment. As this crowd goes wild, what are your emotions right now?
I mean, it's great, it's awesome, man. I mean, especially to do it at home with this crowd tonight, sold out crowd. I mean, it was awesome to go out there and after especially that long inning that we had there and we gave it up, to come out and get the W. It's great.
Things got a little crazy late. The top of the ninth inning, you trailed in the bottom half of the ninth. Jurickson ties it, you win it. How was this team able to rally going into that bottom of the ninth inning?
Just keep fighting, till the last out is made. I think all year we're going to continue to fight. We're not going to stop fighting. The fight is always there, and that's what we showed tonight.
Manny, appreciate the time. Thanks so much.
No problem. Thank you.
Manny Machado on the field right after the game. This place was absolutely electric here tonight. The largest crowd in the history of Petco Park, 47,171. For most of tonight, it looked like they would be treated to a win and a really well-played game from the San Diego Padres. Things got crazy in the ninth inning. It went all over the place in the ninth inning. But you know what? Like I said moments ago, the Padres with another gutsy, gritty, and tough win as they score 3 in the bottom half of the ninth inning to win it 10-8. Manny Machado, a signature moment in his Padres career. He's had a few of them to this point. This one is right up there with them. What a moment, what an ending, and what a treat for this crowd here at Petco Park. This is one you're going to remember for a long time, no doubt about it, and the Padres continue to just find ways to win. We have a lot to do on our post-game show. When we come back, we're going to rewind this game, tell you all about it, have all the radio highlights for you. We'll also hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt coming up in just a little bit. I'm going to catch my breath after running up to the Western Metal Building. We'll get it rolling when we come back after this. Again, Padres win it 10-8 against the Diamondbacks. Our post-game coverage continues from Petco Park after this. Our post-game show continues from Petco Park here on the Padres Radio Network. What a ball game here tonight in downtown San Diego. One you'll be talking about for a long, long time. An incredible finish as Manny Machado wins it on a 2-run walk-off home run. The Padres had a 7-2 lead, and we will recap this whole game in a moment, but they had a 7-2 lead heading into the 9th inning. The Diamondbacks stormed back to score 6 in the top of the 9th inning. They took an 8-7 lead, and then the Padres, against the D-backs closer Paul Sewald, get a game-tying home run to lead off the bottom of the 9th from Jurickson Profar, and later in the inning, a 2-run walk-off home run for Manny Machado, as this sold-out crowd, a record crowd, the largest crowd in the history of this building, went absolutely bonkers. What a moment, what a swing, and what a win here tonight for the San Diego Padres. We'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt coming up in just a little bit, so stay tuned for that. We're going to do a lot here. We'll get you involved. All that good stuff coming up here on our post-game coverage. But first, let's recap this game from the first pitch to the final swing.
What moments had the biggest impact on today's game? We'll paint you a picture with our game recap on the Padres Radio Network.
Let's start at the very beginning. Randy Vasquez took the mound for the Padres in the top of the first. Corbin Carroll hit a leadoff double. He was still on second base for Jock Peterson.
Carroll dancing, not running. The 3-2. Peterson hits it in the air to deep center field. Merrill's going back, still going back at the wall, leaps up, gonna go. Home run, Jock Peterson against the Padres. His 23rd against San Diego in his career, more than any other team. And a 2-run shot here in the first inning gives the Diamondbacks a 2-0 lead.
Vasquez gave up another double in that first inning, but he would avoid more damage. Right-hander Slade Ciccone was on the mound for Arizona tonight. In the bottom of the second, the Padres manufactured a run. Manny Machado hit a leadoff double. He went to third base on a ground out to the right side, and he scored on an RBI ground out from Jackson Merrill. That made it a 2-1 game. The Padres still trailed 2-1. Going to the bottom half of the fourth inning, they would rally. Jake Cronenworth hit a leadoff single. Manny Machado singled. They advanced to second and third base on a deep fly out from Donovan Solano. Jackson Merrill was next.
3-1 to Jackson Merrill with a base open, and a hard hit liner fair up the right field line. That's going to roll to the corner. Not only will it tie the game as Cronenworth scores, it'll give the Padres the lead as Machado scores. Merrill is speeding into third and in with a 2-run triple.
David Peralta swung at the very next pitch.
Infield in against Peralta, and he rips one into right field. That's going to roll all the way to the base of the wall. Merrill has scored. Peralta content with 2, an RBI double, and a 4-2 Padre lead.
Ha-Sung Kim struck out for out number 2, but Peralta was still on second base for Kyle Higashioka.
1-2, Higashioka swings, hits it on the ground left side. Perdomo dives, can't get it. Into left field and a base hit. Peralta racing home, he'll score. An RBI single for Higashioka and a 5-2 Padre lead.
The Padres scored 4 runs on 6 hits in the bottom of the fourth inning. They led 5-2. Padres still led 5-2, going bottom 6. D-backs reliever Joe Jakes was on the mound for Arizona. David Peralta led off with an infield single. Bryce Johnson pinch ran. He stole second base. He was still on second for Kyle Higashioka.
Here's the 1-1. That is launched to left field. Gurriel back to watch. How about another for Higashioka? Deep into left field. A 2-run homer in the 6th inning and a 7-2 Padre lead.
So a 7-2 Padre lead. They were cruising on this Friday night. Randy Vasquez was great. 6 strong innings and just the 2 early runs given up. He would then get the first out of the 7th inning. His final line, 6 innings and a third, 2 earned runs given up, 6 hits allowed. He struck out 6, walked 1 on 102 pitches. Vasquez was really good in this game. Certainly good enough to win this game. So the Padres went to the bullpen in the 7th inning. Wandy Peralta got the final 2 outs of the 7th. He would get the first 2 outs of the 8th inning as well, with the Padres still leading 7-2. Enyel De Los Santos came on for the final out of the 8th inning, struck out Kevin Newman. So the Padres still had a 7-2 lead heading to the top of the 9th inning. And we're going to walk you through this 9th inning batter by batter because it's that important. And it's where this game got totally, totally wild and maybe turned into the inning and maybe game of the year. Padres leading 7-2. De Los Santos on the mound. Christian Walker lined out to left for out number 1. The Padres got the first out of that 9th inning. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. singled to center field. Gabriel Moreno singled. That sent Gurriel to second base. Then pinch hitter Jake McCarthy walked. That loaded the bases. At that point, the tying run was on deck, so the Padres went to Robert Suarez, their closer, who was pitching for a 3rd day in a row. Suarez faced Alek Thomas with the bases loaded.
First pitch to Thomas, swung on, hit in the air to very deep right center field. Johnson is back to watch. This one gonna go. A grand slam and a 1-run game here in the 9th inning.
Just like that, we had a 7-6 game, Suarez giving up his first career grand slam. Suarez would then bounce back, got a ground out from Geraldo Perdomo for out number 2, so the Padres were 1 out away from a win in the top of the 9th inning. But then Corbin Carroll hit a 2-out double. That put the tying run in scoring position. Then a really interesting move from Torey Lovullo, and we're going to have to see what the reasoning was on this, because instead of Ketel Marte hitting, Torey Lovullo went to Randal Grichuk, who represented the winning run, pinch hitting for one of the D-backs' better players, Ketel Marte. Again, we'll try to get more info on that a little bit later. But the situation, Padres leading 7-6, Carroll on second base, 2 down in the top of the 9th inning. It was Suarez against the pinch hitter, Grichuk.
He's ready. Here's the pitch. Grichuk swings, hits it in the air, deep down the left field line, trying to keep it fair this time, and he does a home run. A 2-run pinch hit home run for Randal Grichuk. The Diamondbacks have scored 6 times here in the 9th inning, and they go in front. It's 8-7.
An absolutely stunning top of the 9th inning as the Diamondbacks got the grand slam from Thomas, the 2-run shot from Randal Grichuk to give the Diamondbacks an 8-7 lead, a 6-run top of the 9th inning, and the 2 home runs coming against Robert Suarez. They took that 8-7 lead into the bottom half of the 9th inning. Remember, the D-backs have a good closer in their own right in Paul Sewald. Sewald came on, Padres down by 1, 8-7. Jurickson Profar, the All-Star, led off.
Payoff pitch to Profar. Jurickson swings, hits it in the air to deep right. McCarthy is back. He is at the wall. He leaps. Gonna go! Tied again, and in the bottom of the 9th inning, it's Profar. 8-8.
Profar tied it at 8, and the 100th career home run for Jurickson Profar. What a way to do it. We were tied at 8. So now the Padres were just 1 swing away from winning this game. Jake Cronenworth, the next batter, he drew a 7-pitch walk. So the winning run was on first base. Cronenworth got pinch ran for by Tyler Wade. So Wade at first base, still nobody out, bottom half of the 9th inning. Wade representing the winning run in an 8-8 game. Manny Machado then dug in. Manny fell behind 0-2, but then he fouled off a sweeper. He fouled off a 4-seam fastball. The count was still 0-2, and then Manny, in front of a sold-out crowd, the biggest crowd in the history of Petco Park, did this.
Sewald is set. Here's the pitch. And Machado swings, hits it in the air, deep to left field, way back, gonna go! From gut punch to walk-off. Second home run of the inning for the Padres, and Manny Machado wins it with a 2-run homer.
Incredible. What a swing, what a moment for Manny Machado. In the bottom of the 9th inning, a 2-run walk-off home run. Maybe the inning of the year when you think about everything that transpired, and maybe to this point, the game and finish of the year. As the Padres walk it off once again, a walk-off home run in this building. They've made a habit of it, and just an absolutely incredible ending to a Friday night here in downtown San Diego. Padres with the win, improved to a record of 49-43. What a way to now be a season-high 6 games above 500. Diamondbacks dropped to 43 and 45. Padres had 10 runs, 14 hits, no errors in this game. Diamondbacks 8 runs, 12 hits, and 1 error, and just an absolutely incredible 9th inning all the way around for all kinds of reasons, and the Padres somehow, some way, find a way to pull it out. Let's go downstairs here at Petco Park and hear some post-game reaction.
Let's pull up a seat in the manager's office and hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. Presented by Sinley Food. Spice up your culinary life.
Mike, to come back after the way the top of that 9th inning had gone, what does that say about this group?
That's why we're a team. That's what teams do. You know, you find ways to win. Like I said, winners find solutions, and played a really good ball game. 9th inning, top of the 9th, give them credit. They had tough at bats, shot some balls the other way, and clearly took the lead. And but man, good for Pro, good for Manny, great at bat by Crony. Like I said, that's why we're a complete team.
What kind of resolve does it take in that moment? Because like you said, you had played a good game for 8 innings, and then things went wrong there. For those guys to put together the at-bats they did, even despite...
Resolve is a great word, man. This is a game of focus and refocus. It was a tough one because, you feel like 7-2, well played, well pitched. I'm sure we'll get to Randy in a minute, but, Randy's great, Wandy's great. You played a good ball game, you've added on, you've done the things that, allow you to win baseball games. And so, like I said, it's never over till it's over, obviously, but you're feeling pretty good about it. And then, give them credit. They put together a run, and it could be an easy one to say, oh, man, but no. Guys came back in, good energy, let's go, let's find a way. And then, the rest is, as we say, history in front of the largest crowd in Petco Park history. It was a pretty memorable one for our nation.
How much did you want to avoid Suarez and Estrada and Morejon in this game?
Oh, almost at all cost. I mean, Estrada and Morejon were down. Made that decision before the game. Suarez said, listen, I'm save opportunity. I'm good. I'm ready. And ball still came out good. 98, 99. They just boom, ambushed him early on, and then Pritchard could have got a good good pitch on the changeup, put a swing on him. But, yeah, definitely looking to stay away from him. Give Vasquez a ton of credit. He set us up for the ability to do just that because we were a little light with our back-end guys tonight. And, man, Randy threw the ball so good. Gave up the homer to Jock early on and just settled down and got steam was picking up as he went and navigated through the tough part of their lineup in the 6th. And, in the 5th, get the 6th. And, hey, all right, go grab Suarez to start the 7th. Got this guy there. Wandy, boom, finishes the 7th. Grabs 2 quick outs in the 8th. Dale comes in, gets the righty. Everybody had set themselves up to stay away from those guys. And like I said, they put some good at bats together. And forced us to get Robert in there.
What kind of consistency are you seeing out of Vasquez? It's like 3 earned runs over his last 15-plus innings.
Yeah, just quality of pitches, location, different pitches, different shapes, different looks, controlling counts, but he's got multiple weapons. He's been able to throw for strikes, and him and Iggy navigated the lineup really well tonight.
I think you touched on this earlier, but what was the energy like coming in after that top of the 9th inning?
It was good. It was like, hey, let's go. Nobody was feeling sorry for themselves. This is what this team, it's a trait we identified early. It's a trait that continues to be identity of this team. Like, all right, let's go right back. Let's figure it out. So everybody was, it was good energy. Let's find a way. And then Pro did his thing, and Crony with a great at bat, and Manny with a tremendous at bat. I mean, that was a battle, 2-strike battle, and he fouled off a really tough pitch that was borderline right before that, and then he got a pitch he could handle, obviously.
What have you seen from Manny lately? It seems like we're getting closer and closer to what we were accustomed to, 21, 22.
I think really right before he, had the deal with the hip, he was swinging the bat well then too. He'd been on a nice 2.5-3 week stretch where, he was 850, driving balls all over the place, and then got a little derailed with that and got his timing back. And really, since he's kind of gotten back in the pun intended swing of things, you see him drive the ball. It's a great sign when he's driving the ball to right field like he did, keeping it straight and true in the first inning for that double. And then, of course, being able to pull the ball like he did to end the game. So he's in a good spot, and I think he's been in a good spot for a while.
That was Padres manager Mike Shildt after an incredible win here at Petco Park for the San Diego Padres as they walk it off. A 2-run walk-off home run for Manny Machado. We heard a lot there from Mike Shildt. And I'll tell you what, in the same breath and we asked Manny about it, you heard Mike talk about it there, about the mood in the dugout when the Padres came back in after what was such a deflating, let's be honest, top half of the ninth inning. Jurickson Profar's home run should not get lost in the shuffle. Not that it will. I'm not even saying that. But I feel like the Profar home run, beyond just the mood in the dugout that we heard Manny talk about, we heard Mike Shildt talk about there, the fact that Profar came up and in one swing, the leadoff man in that inning didn't just get on base to give you some hope, but tied the game with one swing. I mean, that totally changed the tenor of that ninth inning with what Profar did. Another tremendous moment for him in a season that has been full of incredible moments, and he's having the year of his life. We all know that, the All-Star selection. I mean, that home run for Profar to turn the tide in that ninth inning, I felt like once he hit that home run, he had a real good feeling about this ball game. And I'll tell you this, too, for as poorly as the top of the inning went, and I don't think I'm alone in saying this, this team has built an identity. It didn't, get finalized tonight with what they did, but they've shown time after time after time in the first half and now second half of this season that they have the ability to do this, to come back in games, to find the big swing in the big moment. And I thought Profar's swing was huge, and obviously Manny rising to the occasion. I mean, it's what you want your stars to do. And in that spot, you are looking for Manny Machado to do one thing, and that is hit the ball over the fence. He gets a base hit, he gets on base there, that's cool. But he gets paid, and he's a superstar, to hit the ball over the fence in that spot. And that's exactly what he did, and just a tremendous win. Look, you heard Mike Shildt talk about that ninth inning. We found out Estrada was down, Morejon was down. That's why maybe you didn't see those guys at all in this game. But to be honest with you, I don't know, quite frankly, how Mike Shildt would have managed that top of the ninth inning differently. Look, you're trying to stay away from Suarez there, and quite frankly, I think that Mike went to Suarez at about the right time there, to be honest with you. Now, look, Robert giving up the grand slam, giving up the home run to Grichuk, look, you hope it's not a sign of things to come. He's been so good. This was his roughest outing of the year. But a couple of things. Number one, he's pitching 3 days in a row, which is not easy. And remember, the first of those was a 4-out save. So the Padres were asking Robert Suarez tonight to do a lot, and it didn't go well. You just hope there's no carryover effect, because he's been such a rock for this team in the ninth inning. But I don't put a lot of it on Suarez. Number one, he's pitching 3 days in a row. And number two, look, he's sitting there in the bullpen, a 7-2 game. You can't tell me Robert's thinking at that point that he's likely getting in this game. He's got to get up, get in the game. He comes in a tough spot, against a good hitter in Alek Thomas, and he gave up a home run with the bases loaded. It was a grand slam, and then on a 2-strike pitch to Grichuk, throws him a changeup, and Grichuk got it. So, it's unfortunate what happened in the top of the ninth inning. I'm not totally sure how Mike Shildt could have done it differently, though. I mean, you're trying to stay away from Robert there, and he stayed away from him, it felt like, until he just couldn't anymore. And look, didn't work out, but hey, the Padres again here tonight, not to hammer the point home too much, but they did what a good team does. And they found a way to pick up a teammate and win a ball game like this, and just an outstanding win. All right, we'll step aside here on the Padres Radio Network. We're just getting started. We'll get through our daily awards. We'll get through the out-of-town scoreboard. I do want to get you involved on the phones as well. This is the type of win, the type of night we want to hear from you. If you were here tonight, Would love to hear your experience at the ballpark for everything that happened in that ninth inning. Phone number to call, as always, 833-288-0973. Again, 833-288-0973. The phone number to call if you want to get involved. Would love to hear from you here tonight as the Padres win a wild one, 10-8 in walk-off fashion. Manny Machado, the walk-off home run. Our post-game coverage continues after this from Petco Park. Our post-game show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park as we wrap this one up. What a ball game here in downtown San Diego as the Padres went through the full range of emotions, I think, in this game. They were cruising for a while, right? You felt like this was just going to be sort of a ho-hum win in the sense of Randy Vasquez was really, really good. Padres had a big fourth inning, 4 runs. They got plenty of insurance with the Higashioka 2-run home run. In the 6th inning, they led it 7-2. The bullpen had been good. They were 3 outs away from a win, a 5-run lead in the 9th inning. And then it all came crashing down in the top of the 9th inning. And Yelder Los Santos on the mound. D-backs load the bases. Padres got to go to Robert Suarez on a day they really didn't want to go to Robert Suarez to pitch him 3 days in a row. He comes in. Alek Thomas hits a grand slam. Then Suarez gets the second out. Corbin Carroll, a 2-out double. And then it was Randall Grichuk pinch hitting. I have to keep my eye. And Frank, if you see it in the studio, if anybody sees it out there, I got to keep my eye on if there was a reason. Now, it worked out beautifully for the Diamondbacks, but I couldn't figure out for the life of me why Randall Grichuk pinch hit for Ketel Marte. I got to be honest. And I went and looked at the numbers. I was like, is there some sort of matchup thing with Grichuk? Maybe it's an injury to Marte. That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, Marte's a good player. It worked out. I mean, if back tightness. All right, Frank on it. So it was an injury. Okay. It was an injury. Back tightness. Okay, so that makes a ton of sense. All right, so Grichuk hits the home run. Hey, Good for him. That's a big spot, big moment for Randal Grichuk. I had to say, I was standing there on the field next to the Padres dugout, and when I saw Grichuk come out to pinch hit, I said to myself, what? And I was literally saying to people around me, I'm like, well, why is Grichuk pinch hitting? I said, Ketel Marte is one of this team's best hitters. There's no way he's pinch hitting, but it was back tightness. Okay, that tells us a lot, and Grichuk hits the home run anyway, so what a moment for him. So that happens in the ninth inning. 6 runs for the Diamondbacks. You're thinking to yourself, oh my goodness, this is going to be the worst loss of the year for the Padres. And then what happens in the bottom of the ninth? Profar leads it off with a home run, and then the walk to Cronenworth and the home run for Manny. Just incredible, incredible, incredible ending. So what a ball game. What a way to end it. Like I said, want to hear from you here tonight as we wrap this one up. If you were at the ballpark, would absolutely love to hear from you, what you experienced here tonight, what you felt throughout that ninth inning. Let's begin things here tonight with Henry calling in from San Diego. Hi, Henry. You'll lead us off on our post-game coverage. How are you?
Hi, Sammy. I'm good. Watching the game from my couch with my family, and what a turn of emotions from the top of the ninth inning to the bottom of the ninth. I've been really impressed with the comeback wins recently.
Yeah.
Hoping that this team is finally going to reach their stretch, and I feel like if they could just keep this up, get enough games above 500, then they just play 500 ball the rest of the season, they have a good chance of making the playoffs.
Yeah, look, they're playing great, and Henry, appreciate the phone call. Look, you can slice up this game any way you want. The bottom line is this: they've won 12 of 15. They're 12-3 in their last 15 games. So this team continues to find different ways to win. If you want to zoom out from everything before that ninth inning, this game fell right in the category of how they need to win. Getting contributions from everybody. Randy Vasquez, Kyle Higashioka, Jackson Merrill had a huge hit in this game. David Peralta had an RBI double early in this game. Doing the little things. Jackson Merrill getting a run in with the infield back in the second to make it a 2-1 game. This game had all the makings of the way they need to win. Things got crazy in the ninth inning, but the bottom line is this: they are playing good baseball, and they're just being gritty and tough in finding ways to win. They're 12-3 in their last 15 games. They're 6 games above 500 for the very first time this year. Look, I said it earlier, and if you were with me this morning when I filled in for Ben and Woods, by the way, I was on the air at 6 a.m. this morning. I'm still rolling here at 10:27. I said it this morning. You hope this homestand, and they got a long way to go on this homestand, but you hope this homestand could put a real stamp on this first half of the year before the All-Star break. And, man, did that get off to a good start here tonight. Not that it was perfect. It was not in that top of the ninth inning at all. But you won the game, and you won it the way they did, and you feel really good about it, and you continue to feel really good despite all the injuries about how this team continues to play. Bottom line. Let's go to Renee calling in from Spring Valley. Hi, Renee. You're on the Padres postgame show. What's up?
Sammy, baby, what's going on, man? What an incredible game. What a fun time. You know, like I said before, are we not entertained, baby? This is some fun stuff. But, you know, one of the things that I really, really enjoy is Mr. Irrelevant himself. You know,
Yeah.
Manny's going to get all the love, and he got the shine. Of course, why not? We get it. But, you know, I just had a feeling when he walked up to the plate Profar that he was going to do something. But he had something to say. And, man, you know, there's a lot of things that can be overlooked, but that one should not. I think you even said that a little while ago, and I completely agree. That was just amazing. And when he did that, I'm like, that's it. We're winning now. It's over.
Renee, I great call. I totally agree with you. Look, Manny's that swing's gonna live on for a while. I'll tell you what, the Profar home run to me equally as important because it erased the taste of the top of the ninth inning immediately. For Jurickson to get up there and hit a home run to tie it and totally flip the tenor of that ninth inning in one swing, leadoff man, that was enormous. It was. And what more can you say about him? I mean, for Jurickson Profar, that was his 13th home run. He's an all-star starter. It doesn't stop. I mean, you know, if you've been sitting there, if you're somebody, a fan of another team, sitting there waiting for Jurickson to cool off, I got news for you. He hasn't, and he's shown no signs of slowing down. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible, and he continues to have big moment after big moment after big moment. And, Renee, I'm with you. When Profar hit the home run, I thought you got a feeling they were going to win this game. But it's right there with how they continue to play. I mean, they continue to be tough, have grit, have fight, rise to the moment. And that ninth inning, the bottom half had all of it. And the Profar home run, I thought, was just enormous to totally erase how that top of the ninth inning felt. And then obviously Manny puts the cherry on top. Let's go to Jason calling in from San Diego. Hi, Jason.
Hey, Steve. How you doing tonight?
Doing great, doing great. How are you?
Yeah, doing well. We just left the ballpark, and I got to say that game had all the theatrics you could ever want in a baseball game. The lights went out in the ninth inning when they brought in Swerves in a non-save situation. And the air went out of the sails in the stadium. Profar comes up to bat, gets that solo shot, and when Manny hits that 2-run home run, I mean, that place just went electric, and that's got to be one of the greatest games I've been a part of. I got to have my whole family there with me, and go Padres.
Yeah, absolutely. Great call, and glad you had such a great time here at the game tonight. Yeah, what a moment. I mean, if you're a fan at the game tonight, and there were 47,000 plus in the building, largest crowd in the history of the ballpark, I mean, what a way to end it. And I know the top of the ninth inning was not a lot of fun, but you know what? It was sort of worth it for what happened in the bottom half of the ninth inning and the way it ended. Let's continue on here. Let's go to Rocco calling in from San Diego. Hi, Rocco. You're on the Padres Radio Network. What's up?
Hey, Sammy, do you believe in miracles? Yes. Unbelievable game, man. I think I got to see it with some friends and family. What a joy. I'm going to tell you this. Anybody who watched that game, Manny, Jerks, and the players, they will remember this game for the rest of their lives. Unbelievable gift to be able to see that game. What a joy. I just want to call out somebody that I've been back and forth on, which is Mike Shildt. You know, sometimes he can be a little thin-skinned, and but I got to give it to him. There's something he's doing something right. He's got this team playing incredibly well. Yeah. I think he's skippering this club really well. Just want to get your thoughts on that. Wow, what a game, Sammy.
Yeah, look, good call, Rocco. I'm with you. Look, I think the job of a manager is, well, there are a lot of jobs of a manager, but I think one of the really, really key ones is helping a team foster an identity and the way that manager wants them to play. I think fostering an identity, I think a manager is part of that. And to this point in the season, have the Padres been a perfect team? No. Have they dealt with a ton of injuries? Yes. But you can say very confidently through 92 games, this team fights. This team cares. This team has some grit, has the ability to come back, is sort of a team that never feels like it's out. I mean, that's the vibe you get from this group. And I'm not just saying that because of tonight. I mean, look at some of the wins they've pulled off, especially here at home. I mean, you've got to have that kind of identity to be, I think, in most cases, a really good to great team. And it's something that Mike Shildt talked about all the way back in Peoria when we first started hearing from him back at spring training about the way he wanted this team to play, the identity he wanted this team to have. And, you know, certainly if you're Mike Shildt, I think you got to be really, really happy with this team's identity here on July 5th. I mean, you can't ask for more than a team that fights and has grit and doesn't give up. And, man, they've had some really, really, really quality wins like this. And tonight was right there up with the best of them, right up there with the best of them. So, you know, the ability to handle what happened in the top of the ninth inning. There are teams that would watch what happened in the top of the ninth inning and would not have the ability to do what the Padres did. And look, they got the players to do it. Profar is having a magical season, has another magical moment, and Manny, that's what that guy gets paid to do, okay? To have that kind of swing and that kind of moment, and he did. So good calls all the way around, and a lot of fun to talk about the Padres on a night like this. No doubt about it. All right, we'll get back to your phone calls in a little bit, 833-288-0973. Let's quickly tell you about tonight's relief pitcher of the game.
Which pitcher was able to come in and slam the door shut? It's time for the relief pitcher of the game in support of the Jacobs and Cushman San Diego Food Bank, providing food assistance to local children, families, and seniors in need. To get help or give help, visit SanDiegoFoodBank.org.
Our relief pitcher of the game here tonight, I got to tell you, this one's kind of easy. We give it to Wandy Peralta. Inning and a third, scoreless in this game. Peralta enters in the seventh inning. He faced 4 batters. He retired each and every one of them. So he was great. Now, De Los Santos comes in the 8th inning, gets the final out of the inning. But Wandy Peralta was great in this game. And look, it feels like, an eternity ago when the Padres were leading 7-2 and they were just sort of cruising along in this game. But Wandy was great. So for that reason, inning and a third, scoreless. He's our relief pitcher of the game here tonight. By the way, a tough day for Robert Suarez's ERA, and you feel for him, and I went over it earlier. He was put in a real tough spot tonight. He really, really was. But how about this? His ERA, after what happened in the top of the 9th inning, it went up from 102 to 177. Wow. So it went up 102 to 177. I mean, it went up 3/4 of a full point of ERA. Wow. But again, he was just put in a tough spot. I mean, again, look, I'm not going to make an excuse for Robert. Look, if he says he's available, then he's available, and you got a job to do. But that's a tough spot, coming in bases loaded, facing Thomas, and gives up the grand slam, then a double, and then the home run to Grichuk. But look, again, I said it earlier, the Padres did what a good team does, and that is pick up their teammate. And that's what the offense did for Robert Suarez and De Los Santos in the bottom of the 9th inning. That's what a good team does. All right, before we go to break here, let's squeeze in one more phone call because we got a caller here that I think a lot of you will know. We go to Ryan Cohen calling in. Ryan, you're on the Padres postgame show. Sam Levitt here at Petco Park. How are you, my friend?
Sam, I am over the moon. How are you?
I'm doing great. Beautiful night at the ballpark. Biggest crowd in the history of the stadium. Didn't look good there for a handful of minutes, but ball club found a way to pull it out. No doubt about that.
It was my first game at Petco of the season.
Oh, you were here. Wow.
I was here. It was the longest I've ever gotten not going to a game. And, oh, my goodness. I was happy the whole time, up 7-2. I'm like, this is fun. This is great. Go Padres. And then that 9th inning freaked me out. And then just a beautiful, beautiful way to spend the bottom of the 9th and be back at Petco. It was awesome.
Amazing, man. Well, that tells me all I need to know. You were in the building. You had the magic touch tonight. Now I'm not surprised at all with how this game went and it got so wild. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Thank you for calling in, and glad you were there to experience it here tonight. You're as loyal as they come, so you deserve that one, no doubt about it.
Appreciate you, Sam. Have a great night. You're the man.
Oh, all right. That is Ryan Cohen, who many of you may know from Twitter. Works over at John Boy Media now. He's a big Padres fan. And how about that? His first game of the year here tonight. He got to see that ending. Good for Ryan. All right, well, step aside. We're going to come back with more phone calls, 833-288-0973. The phone number, 833-288-0973. The phone number to call. We'll continue to break down this game. If you missed any of the calls from this game, from the 9th inning, we'll replay some of them as we get to play of the game. We'll make sure if you're just getting in the car that you hear some of Jesse's calls you may have missed earlier. We continue to break this one down. Padres 10, Diamondbacks 8. Post-game coverage continues after this on the Padres Radio Network. Our post-game show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Final score here at Petco Park, an absolutely wild ninth inning. A ninth inning you're going to be talking about all weekend, no doubt about it. Padres win it 10-8 over the Arizona Diamondbacks in front of 47,000 plus in the building here at Petco Park, the largest crowd in the history of this ballpark. 26 sellout of the season, and man, they were treated to quite the ending as Jurickson Profar ties it with a leadoff home run in the bottom half of the ninth inning. Manny Machado wins it, a 2-run shot. And, oh, by the way, the Padres had a 7-2 lead heading into the top of the ninth inning. Diamondbacks scored 6 to take the lead. It went from, like Jesse said in the call, a gut punch to a walk-off, I think is what he said. We'll play it for you again in the final call there. But what a win, what an ending here at Petco Park. All right, let's continue on the phones. 833-288-0973. Again, 833-288-0973, the phone number to call if you want to get involved. Let's go up to L.A. It's Kathy. Kathy, you're on the Padres postgame show. Hello.
Hey, Sammy. 30 years ago today, I started my professional career, and thank God it was in cardiology because these Padres, I need to make sure I get my heart checked because this season has been amazing, but tonight it was just like, okay.
Yeah, incredible. I mean, it was an incredible win. This team has found the ability to pull off games like this, and like I've said so many times already tonight, to fight, to come back, to rise to the moment. I think that's a big part of it too, Kathy, and appreciate the phone call. To rise to the moment. And they've had a lot of different guys do that over the course of the last month or so, especially here at home with some of these walk-off wins. It's been a lot of fun to watch, and, man, it gives you a lot of hope and confidence about what this team could accomplish here in 2024. We've got a long way to go, but they're playing their best baseball of the year right now. Their best baseball in a while, really, if you want to go back to 2023. I mean, it's been very, very fun the last 2 to 3 weeks. Let's go to Katie in Oceanside. Hi, Katie. You're on the Padres postgame show.
Hi, Sammy. First of all, I want to say hi to everyone in the YouTube chat. How you doing out there? And I also wanted to say how exciting it's going to be when all of our guys come back. Adam in the chat, I have to give it out to producer Adam. We're not going to have to trade anyone to win at the trade deadline. We have X, we have Toddy, we have you, we have Joe. I mean, it's going to be so exciting once we have everyone back.
Yeah, Katie, look, it's a good point in the sense of this, and appreciate the phone call, Katie. Look, it's a good point in this sense. The fact that they have figured out a way to go on a real run here, 12-3 in their last 15 games, without all those guys, without Xander, without Fernando, without Joe, without you. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Not cool that you don't have them, but it is really promising because you're right. You think about, hopefully, fingers crossed, all those guys come back and contribute. Yeah, it's going to be like getting a bunch of trade deadline and big-time trade deadline acquisitions. So you hope they continue to play well. You hope they put themselves in a great position for when those guys get back. And the fact that they've had this kind of run without those guys, you know what? I think it speaks some volumes to what this team is. We've talked about the fight. We've talked about the grit. We've talked about some of the toughness we've seen, especially in the last 3-4 weeks, especially with some of these wins here at home. And, you got to feel really good about what they're doing as a team, as a collective right now, even without those guys. And when those guys come back, you hope they're in a great spot. And you hope, it's like getting a bunch of acquisitions at the trade deadline. Absolutely. Let's go to Bonna calling in from Spring Valley. Hi, Bonna.
Hey, what's up, Sammy? What a game. I just got home from the game, and Petco Park is starting to feel like Belmont Park because it feels like I'm on the Giant Dipper roller coaster every time. Gosh, amazing, dude. I'm kind of speechless. I just love Padres fans, and I went to the game alone today, and I was hugging people. I haven't met them, haven't said a word to them, and gosh, what a great Friday, man. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And good call, and glad you had such a great time at the game. What a moment. What a swing. What an ending. Let's go to Jose calling in from Spring Valley. Hi, Jose. You're on the Padres Radio Network. How are you?
Hello. Good evening. I'm fantastic. As a matter of fact, I'm a Padres season ticket holder, Section 115. And today, unfortunately, I missed my first Friday game all season long.
Okay.
And it was a fantastic game. Shout out to my tia, which is aunt. It's her 69th birthday today, so we went to celebrate that. But we saw the ninth inning. We were bummed out that they scored the 5 runs, and then we're like, oh, and then bottom of the ninth, we win. So it was full of emotions, and it was a fantastic game to watch. Just bummed out that I wasn't able to be a part of a sellout crowd. Over 47,000 people, that's fantastic. But we got a good run going on right now. The team is focused. They're enjoying playing every day. They're playing for each other, something different from, how last year went. And looking forward to a Padres success. And thank you, Sammy, for having me over. And when I sit on Section 107, I see you through the tunnel. I'll say hi to you, and so you can put a face to this call. Thank you, Sammy.
All right, Jose.
Great job today.
Okay, sounds good. Good call, Jose, and glad you were able to enjoy the game and enjoy the birthday and all that. And thank you for being a season ticket holder. Look, great stuff here tonight, whether you were at the ballpark, watching at home, listening on the radio, listening to Jesse and Bob Scanlon tonight. Yeah, I mean, just one of those games where you'll remember kind of where you were for the walk-off tonight. It was that wild of a game. In fact, there's a note here I have from OptaStats on Twitter. This was passed along by Padres PR as well, so I know it's real. The ninth inning of tonight's game, Padres and Diamondbacks, it featured a grand slam by Alek Thomas, a go-ahead home run by Randall Grichuk, a go-ahead home run by Randall Grichuk, a game-tying home run by Jurickson Profar, and a walk-off home run by Manny Machado. It's the first time in Major League history 4 different players accomplished those 4 feats in the same inning of the same game. That's how wild that ninth inning was. Again, a grand slam, a go-ahead home run, a game-tying homer, a walk-off homer by 4 different players. The first time in Major League history 4 different players accomplished those 4 things in the same inning of the same game. So when we say that ninth inning was nuts, crazy, off the rails, yeah, it was. But the Padres found a way to win it. All right, let's get through some of our normal post-game stuff here. Let's take a full look at tonight's out-of-town scoreboard, tell you what's going on around the major leagues.
Let's take a trip around the Bigs and tell you about the scores you need to know in our out-of-town scoreboard. Presented by Jensen Meat, where great taste meets integrity.
Taking a look at scores from around the major leagues. Everything's gone final. Cubs beat the Angels earlier today at Wrigley Field 5-1. Justin Steele, a complete game 2-hitter, 7 strikeouts, and a win for the Cubs. Cardinals beat the Nationals in 11, 7-6. Wilson Contreras hit a game-tying home run in the 9th inning for St. Louis, and again, the Cards go on to win it 7-6 and 11. Red Sox beat the Yankees 5-3 in New York in 10. Ceddanne Rafaela, a 2-run home run to break the 3-3 tie in the top of the 10th inning. What a moment for him. And the Yankees continue to lose. They're going through a rough stretch right now. White Sox beat the Marlins 3-2 in Miami earlier tonight. Pirates beat the Mets 14-2 in Pittsburgh earlier today. 4 home runs in that game between Brian Reynolds and Rowdy Tellez, and they each had a grand slam as well. I guess that's how you score 14 runs. Giants beat the Guardians 4-2 in Cleveland earlier today. Tigers beat the Reds 5-4 in Cincinnati. Colt Keith, a couple of home runs in that game for Detroit. Phillies beat the Braves 8-6 in Atlanta. Trey Turner, a pair of home runs in that game. Rangers 3, Rays nothing in Arlington. Astros, a wild game. They beat the Twins 13-12 in Minnesota today. Rockies beat the Royals 4-2 in Colorado. Other finals, Orioles beat the A's 3-2 in Oakland. Mariners beat the Blue Jays 2-1 in Seattle. And finally, the Dodgers beat the Brewers 8-5 up in L.A. Will Smith had 3 home runs in that game for the L.A. Dodgers. And that's a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Well, Will Smith had 3 home runs. He didn't have a game-tying home run like Jurickson Profar did in the bottom half of the 9th inning after his team gave up a 5-run lead in the top half of the inning. So that's what Profar did. But Will Smith did have 3 home runs, but he didn't do what Profar did. We should make that point here tonight on the postgame show. All right, let's tell you about tonight's player of the game.
Which player had the biggest impact on today's game? Let's find out who is today's player of the game. Presented by Valley View Casino and Hotel. Catch every game at Patties and Pints. Plus, enjoy $4 beer every Thursday. Visit valleyviewcasino.com today.
Our player of the game here tonight, it's got to be Manny. And I don't think I've mentioned this enough during the postgame. Not only was the home run obviously the game winner, but it was one of 4 hits that Manny had in this game. I mean, he had a great all-around game. 4 hits, 3 runs scored, a double, a home run, the walk-off swing. It was a big night for Manny Machado. So big night, 4 for 5, the home run. And if you missed that home run call, we will play it for you in our next segment. In fact, we'll make sure we play both the Profar home run and the Manny home run. We'll do that in our next segment for anybody that missed it, anybody that's just getting in the car on the way home from the game, so you can hear Jesse's calls from 2 electric moments here at Petco Park in that bottom half of the 9th inning. We'll come back with that. We'll hear from Manny Machado one more time in case you missed my post-game interview with him. And if you want to squeeze a final phone call in, you can do that, 833-288-0973. The phone number to call is always Padres 10, Diamondbacks 8, a 9th inning that saw 9 runs scored between the 2 teams. It was a wild one, but the Padres find a way to win it. They've won 12 out of 15. They're 6 games above 500 for the first time this season. Quite an ending here tonight at Petco Park. Our post-game coverage continues after this. Jurickson Profar, his 13th home run of the season, tied the game at 8 in the bottom half of the 9th inning after the Padres literally minutes earlier had coughed up a 5-run lead in the top of the 9th. The Diamondbacks scoring 6 runs, and Profar said, all right, let me tie this thing up, make you forget about what just happened. And then 2 batters later, Manny Machado would absolutely bring the house down. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park. Speaking of Manny Machado, we'll hear that walk-off swing one more time before we go. We'll also preview tomorrow's game, second game of this 3-game series. Again, the Padres improved to 49-43 with the win here tonight. They've won 12 out of their last 15 games. They are a season-high 6 games above 500 as they continue to just find ways to win. And, man, when they're here at home, they're doing it in very often dramatic fashion. Let's hear tonight's play of the game.
What was the crucial play that determined who came out on top? This is today's Play of the Game, presented by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
T-Wall is set. Here's the pitch. And Machado swings, hits it in the air, deep to left field, way back, gonna go! From gut punch to walk-off. Second home run of the inning for the Padres, and Manny Machado wins it with a 2-run homer.
What a moment. Manny Machado, the walk-off 2-run shot, bottom half of the 9th inning. Incredible 10th career walk-off for Manny, and he propels the Padres to a 10-8 win. One of the biggest swings you might see all season from this team. Maybe the biggest swing they've had to this point of the season. They've had a lot as of late. It's hard to distinguish what might be bigger than another, but just a terrific win for the San Diego Padres here tonight. No doubt about it, Manny Machado, the walk-off 2-run blast, our play of tonight's game. Wow, really great post-game show here tonight. We had fantastic phone calls. Glad everybody could chime in, let us know what it was like here at the ballpark tonight. Just an absolutely outstanding win. As always, if you missed any of our post-game coverage, you can go back and listen to all of it on the Inside San Diego Baseball podcast with Sam Levitt, available on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcast. You can also go back on the 97.3 The Fan YouTube channel and find any of our post-game coverage there as well. You can go back and watch the whole thing or any segment that you would like to. Man, a long day for me. I'm not going to lie. I was up at 4:30 a.m. to do the 6 to 10 a.m. show, filling in for Ben and Woods this morning, where we talked a ton of Padres, and we talked about what the Padres, well, at least what you would like them to do here in this final homestand before the All-Star break. And what I said this morning, and I said it a little bit earlier in the postgame as well, what I said this morning was this, and I'll leave you with this here tonight. I said you wanted the Padres, if possible, to use this final homestand to put a real stamp on this first half of the year, on the pre-All-Star break portion of the schedule. Now, the Padres have 7 more games remaining on this homestand. They've got a long way to go to do just that. But here tonight, this is the type of win, the type of fight, the type of effort, the type of grit that makes you believe they have a chance to do exactly that before the All-Star break and turn what has been a really good 2.5 weeks, winning 12 out of their last 15, being 6 games above 500 for the first time all year, securing, at least for now, and hopefully the rest of the way, a wild card spot. Put themselves in a really good position to make that stamp in the final homestand of the first half. You really hope that's the case. They've got a long way to go on this homestand, but man, a win like tonight, it makes you believe that they're capable of doing it despite the injuries, despite the ups and downs of this first half of the season, and just a memorable, great win here tonight. What a moment in that bottom half of the 9th inning. All right, looking ahead to tomorrow. Same time, same place. It's a 6:40 p.m. first pitch tomorrow. EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show begins at 5:40. Pitching matchup tomorrow, right-hander Matt Waldron on the mound for the Padres. Right-hander Brandon Pfaadt on the mound for the D-backs. Again, first pitch tomorrow at 6:40, and our pregame coverage will begin at 5:40. Taking a look at the final totals in a wild but memorable one here tonight. For the Padres, 10 runs, 14 hits, no errors. The Padres left on 6. For the Diamondbacks, 8 runs, 12 hits, 1 error. The Diamondbacks left on 5. Winning pitcher in this game was Stephen Kolek, who improves to 3-0. I don't know that we've said Stephen Kolek's name so far tonight, but he did get the final out after Suarez came out of the game in that 9th inning. And good for Stephen Kolek. He did keep it a 1-run game, and that ended up being important. So Kolek improves to 3-0. The losing pitcher and the blown save goes to Paul Sewald. He's 0-2. Time of game here tonight, 2 hours, 58 minutes, and the crowd at Petco Park, the 26th sellout in this building in 2024, and the largest ever crowd in the history of this ballpark, 47,171 here tonight on a Friday in downtown San Diego. Once again, first pitch tomorrow at 6:40. Pregame coverage begins at 5:40. Until then, for our great studio coordinator, Frank Marchese, I'm Sam Levitt saying so long and good night. Again, the final score here tonight at Petco Park, the San Diego Padres 10 and the Arizona Diamondbacks 8 as Manny Machado walks it off. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the Padres Radio Network. Have a great night, everybody.